But every day, then they took money.
To you, from wherever you are joining us tonight. Thank you so much. Read the caption of the broadcast. It don't happen. It don't share. A throwback to when Thiefnubu asks, where are the cows?
And you are matured enough. We know how it started, where it all started. There are a lot of copycats. How many years ago have we faced insecurity in this country and cases of kidnapping? It's Evans who was arrested and the disclosure thereafter. A herdsman. I don't want to be political. I will ask you, where are the cows?
Where are the cows? Over 70,000 lives have been lost in the last 9 years alone. More than 5 million people have been displaced by the cows. Nigeria is now battling with food crisis because of the cows. Now we know where the cows are. Now the cows will have their own ministry, including a minister. They ask you, where are you working? I am working in the ministry of the cows, or that of the bandits. Share this broadcast as you are joining us. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Just tell all of them that Maiyegun today, it don't land. So good morning to you once again, and good afternoon to you, good evening to you as well, from wherever you are joining us tonight. Nigeria is battling with economic crisis forced on them by the rogue APC. But rather than the criminals to stop digging in this hellhole they have dipped millions of people into, they have continued to dig and dig. Austerity is what they are preaching. Luxury, comfortable life is what they are creating for themselves. Today, Thiefnubu inaugurated what he called a committee that is going to help him set up and stabilize a new ministry. When Thiefnubu came in, Nigeria was already in the hole, no doubt. However, his promise was to give you renewed shege, or renewed hope. That was a lie. So the renewed hope was that things will be done in a different way. Not many believe him anyway, okay? So he had to force himself on them. Now, Thiefnubu is the only government in Nigeria history with the biggest, or should I say with the largest cabinet. Yes. He has the highest number of ministers ever appointed by any government in the history of Nigeria right now. Currently, on the last count, Thiefnubu has appointed, and all this announcement they are making, Thiefnubu has appointed over 20,000 people who have been given just some bogus, whatever, duplicated portfolios, committee this, committee that, and he continues to create more. This is actually called job for the boys. They will not have any impact on the people, on the citizens, on the population, on the country, except the negative impacts, which is that of the economic part of it. They monetize every problem. And here is something. They are not done. Thiefnubu currently has 47 ministers, minus Omobeta, that is currently on suspension, Abi. Now he's going to appoint 2 other ministers, one senior minister, one junior minister for the Fulani bandits in Nigeria. Nigeria is a place where the APC, it started under Bokwari. APC, came to legalize terrorism. And they have done that so far, where it is the only country in the world that is rehabilitating repentant terrorists, while the terrorism in the country continues to grow, and out of hand, their citizens are being killed and kidnapped almost every hour. But it is the only country that has a package for terrorists to be rehabilitated, and now could help them to end the terrorism as we speak. Because of the terrorism of the Fulanis in Nigeria, when their cows and their guns have invaded farms and killed people, villages ransacked, people chased away from their own ancestral lands, the food production in Nigeria has taken a hit. Nigeria is now among the countries that are now being warned, or among the countries that in the next few months we need to be receiving food support from all over the world, because Nigeria is now facing hunger, starvation, due to the fact that people no longer farm because of these terrorists that are still being pampered. There is a Ministry of Agriculture, even government that planted, they are actually, cultivated thousands of hectares of land in northern Nigeria. Some of these farms cultivated by the government of Nigeria, they are now under the control of the terrorists. And even Nigeria have no audacity to go back there and say they want to harvest anything. All of this is happening in Nigeria, and the government of Nigeria classified that as those areas as ungoverned areas, areas that their soldiers won't go to, areas that their policemen won't go to. But you see, those who are Nigerians there, they are now under the control of these terrorists. Now, you have a minister of agriculture in Nigeria, and whether it is farming, whether it is husbandry, animal husbandry, livestock, and all that stuff, they are supposed to be under the Ministry of Agriculture, where there is a minister anyway. But from the blues, Thiefnubu came out and they said the solutions to farmers-others clashes. That's another lie. In Nigeria, there's nothing called farmers-others clashes. Nothing like that. Because you know why? A farmer is attacked on his farm and most times killed on his farm by a Fulani that is wielding, or by the Fulanis that are wielding AK-47 weapons, guns. But when their media will report it, they will say farmers others clash. How can I clash with somebody on my farm? That is an invasion, an invader on my farm. So their media continue to report it as, and their politicians, farmers others clashes, farmers others clashes. And now only the farmers, they die. Farmers, the farmers' villages, the farmers' family, they are those being slaughtered. So the solution is, let us create the ministry for them. Maybe now that they can have the ministry of a banditry and their victims, the farmers, that should be the solution. Just about 2 days, yesterday, in case if I ask you who is the Minister of Agriculture for Nigeria, do you know him? Don't worry. He was on TV yesterday talking about agricultural revolution of Thiefnubu. People are hungry. People are starving. There is more. But let's start with this.
Let me start by saying that when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was sworn in May 29th, 2023, he took courageous and bold steps in trying to put the country on a straight footing. a situation where he found a very shaky economic situation. Those courageous steps, of course, cannot be effected without some hardships. And he has said time without number that just give me that patience, that tolerance, and we'll be on the straight on the straight path. And I think we're beginning to see some of the effects of what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the steps that he has taken. In the agricultural space, believe me, we have never seen investment opportunities and the enthusiasm that investors have exhibited, especially within the recent times, that we have seen, people coming from even outside. Saudi Arabia has been here, and they're willing to partner with Nigeria in the agricultural space. So we have seen also steps taken by the government, especially look at, for instance, the CNG program. The CNG is aimed at reducing the cost of transportation because of one, the removal of subsidy, and two, because we still import the fuel and it's dollar-based, and because of the exchange rate fluctuation, the CNG uses 25% off cost of normal petrol. So these are giant steps and investments that the president has taken to alleviate the sufferings of the people. Let me differ a little bit, because from my point of view, from where I stand and where I operate, I have seen a lot of enthusiasm from state governors. We have seen, even at the ministry, visitation by almost 17 state governors who have come to seek for partnership between the federal government and the subnationals in terms of the, the agricultural support. What, in effect, Mr. President did on Thursday last week was to sit down with the state governments and say, listen, this thing, we're all together in this fight. And in fact, actually, he clearly told them that the land is with the states. So we have a food insecurity problem, and we should all join hands. And he commended a lot of them. Let me start by saying that when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was sworn in,
Nuisance, Lily.
And in fairness, please, so that it won't be just maybe I am the one who is so irritated. Could anybody please tell me one single, that giant step that he said Thiefnubu has taken on agriculture and they are beginning to see? Did anybody pick that up from what he's saying? Did he mention any giant step like, this is what we have done, this is the investment we have in agriculture? Like specific? I know he didn't, but I don't believe, I mean, I don't want to kind of make it look like I am the only person who didn't hear him. That's what they do. See, let me tell you, when the president Thiefnubu came in, we know that our people have the problems of food, but we have taken bold step, very giant step, and he said you should give him time, and very giant step, and we are already seeing the results. What is the giant step? What are the results? So if you ask a normal bastard, a bad idiot, the next thing is going to tell you is, oh, can't you see all the thing that the government is doing? Say, I am asking you to please tell me one or two. The fertilizer, the farming. Where? Be specific. Then they will probably begin to remember some of the nonsense is read online from their APC, Egbekebe, hired online sellers. Then they will want to kind of repeat them, but ask him where. Be specific. What and what? It's unfortunate, though. So when Kolu during their campaign, this is the most I got from what Kolu told the farmers that were being killed, as well as the Fulani terrorists that were killing them. Miyetiala. I don't know if you all remember this.
Hope is now renewed. Confidence is back. Help is here. Prosperity is with the farmers, and they are all here. A promising future that is greater than gold and diamonds is in the heart of the subject matter of today.
Yeah, that's the one that hired, the one you heard earlier. So who do you think is more like moron? Which one do you think is more moron between them, or they are just of the same level? Just are the people deciding and making decisions for Nigeria. So after 1 year, when more farmers have been killed, more farms have been destroyed, Nigeria is facing food crisis. The solution to farmers' others clashes is a new ministry with 2 brand new ministers on the way, as well as other, now they need to settle them down so that they can talk to the bandits and talk to the farmers so that everything can for peace and prosperity. Anyway, Kolu, tell us about this new ministry. Go on, Mom.
The name, the intellectual capacity, the fact that majority of this, of those of you have great experience and you want Nigeria to prosper. First and foremost, to provide impetus to enable Nigeria to finally take advantage of livestock farming, dairy product, cold chain logistics, collectively offer substantial commercial and economic advantages. We have seen solution and opportunity. With this adversity that had plagued us over the years, and I believe the prosperity is here in your hands. The dairy industry contributes significantly to nutrition and food security by supplying essential proteins and vitamins through milk and its derivatives such as cheese, yogurt, butter, and economic advantages. Efficient cold chain logistics are crucial in maintaining the quality and safety of these perishable goods from farm to market, thereby reducing food waste and ensuring a steady supply. This sector will boost agricultural productivity, enhance export opportunities, and stimulate economic growth by fostering a robust value chain that benefits farmers, processors, herders, distributors, and consumers alike. Let me take advantage of the presence there. Thank the former executive governor of Kano State and the chairman of All Progressive Party, Abdullahi Ganduje, for assembling the best minds and experts to find solutions, convening the National Conference on Livestock Reforms and Mitigation of Associated Conflicts in Nigeria in February last year. The far-reaching recommendations in their report informed our decision to constitute and inaugurate this Presidential Committee on the Implementation of Livestock Reforms and seize a great opportunity to better the lives of our people rather than the conflict-promoted agenda. It is our renewed hope, and I believe that hope is here. Trying to see a great opportunity for wealth in a situation that is very confusing. I must mention here that I've discussed a number of occasions with the governors the need to see this opportunity, seize it, let's run with it. From here, are we at this junction, and we have appealed to remove every taint of partisan politics from it, assume the chairmanship of the committee as the president, and appoint Professor Tairu Jaga as my deputy or co-chair, and as Dr. Ganduje, we say thank you, just remove yourself, so that any taint of politics in this environment will be erased completely. This is not about politics. This is about a
nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
Honestly, you see? So job for the boys, the job of a ministry, okay, is what they are actually like sharing there. And you know what that means, Abi? Yeah, so the committee will need some money so that they can help to the livestock, you know, the how to convince some of you that we are the committee representing the president. So we believe that the Ruga land in your own state, it is time for us to start to begin to set it up. The Ministry of Fulani Bandits are ready to come and build the Ruga. You don't even need to build the Ruga anymore. The Ministry of Livestock will come and build it for you. Are you paying attention? I know it's supposed to kind of get you more angry. That's what somebody said. They said that when they sent MaiyegunsDiary video to their loved ones, especially in Nigeria, they said they don't like watching Maiyegun. So why? So we don't like watching him because watching him is like, we always get you angry. And when you get angry, you're going to go after these guys, and they don't want to go after them yet. You know? So that's how much it is to sit there and watch how lunatics, how career criminals, as we put it, to majoring in the minor and minoring in the major or whatever, right? People are hungry. And then the billions upon billions of the scarce resources still goes into committee this, committee that. All of this just to placate and satisfy the Fulani terrorists in Nigeria and their sponsor. Disguise it as many times as you want. It is still the same thing. See, cow business, like a spare parts business, or amala business, or hairdressing shop, they are all private businesses. So why should they all, why are they all kind of like, you know, dancing palongo here and there just to satisfy the Fulanis in Nigeria? Now they have their own ministry. Let's go on. Kolu, complete the nonsense you're saying.
And continue to promote. We've solved the problem. We've identified the model for livestock management. It is done in other countries, in other climes, successfully promoted. It created great economy and empowerment for ordinary people. Traditional livestock system must be reformed to add significant and sustainable value to Nigerian socio-economic growth and development. With all measures that is available to us, I don't want to turn this environment into another talk opportunity. I just want to inaugurate this committee to ensure that I'm ready, I assure you, and the Nigerian public, that we need to create this economy, seize this opportunity. Be it ranches you recommend and promote, I will work with it. And luckily we have information and technology at present too. Herd of cows can be identified with chips and be tracked these days. The modern technology is available to us. We are ready to work. As I said from the beginning, with you, all of you, the solution is here. And we must run with it. The governors are hereby represented. Any law that might inhibit the promotion and the actualization of our objective, the Attorney General is here. Please give it a priority. And budget and economic planning is there. I find a budget head for it to grow. And finance is here as well to work hard for the money. When you have great opportunity as this, why should Nigeria continue conflict? Of the caliber of people that is here. This presents a unique opportunity also to delineate and establish a separate ministry called the Ministry of Livestock Development. We develop the economy, give people opportunity to excel. Our vet doctors can give us the necessary protection and opportunity to rear more, breed, crossbreeding, and stop the wanton killing, even animal feeds. It's a huge economy. Ladies and gentlemen, I hereby inaugurate the Renew Hope Livestock Reform Implementation Committee in Nigeria. It is now in your hands. We're ready to work for the success of this program and the first success of the entire nation. So we will leave a Nigerian flag without stain to our children. Thank you very much.
Nuisance Lele.
See, I am livid, right? It is not just because I don't kind of like this guy. It is the fact that these guys are purely playing with your lives in Nigeria. So I want to try and actually analyze it for you to understand without, without having to do that the way I am feeling, just understanding what these guys are up to. If you are watching me from Nigeria, you are in a big mess that word of mouth cannot describe. Thiefnubu and his gang, they are playing with your lives, and they will do so for as long as you let them. There is a Ministry of Agriculture. Inside that ministry, you see all these things they are doing there to make them look like they are possibly, doing something. These are the job of the Ministry of Agriculture. These are the normal things that you can propose. They were supposed to be there, right? But you can propose them in your ministry and go on and then work on them. There is livestock, supposedly livestock department in your agriculture ministry. There are vet doctors there, animal doctors there. There are schools in Nigeria that are training people on how to help on in that your agricultural sector. So if a ministry says they had a plan, if Thiefnubu said he had a plan, and then you are running a country that is broke, supposedly, and you are creating jobs for the boys, it's now in your hand. Go make of it whatever you like. Attorney General, I want you to try and do something and make sure this becomes the law. Finance Minister, you are here. Make sure the money they need, you give it to them. To do what? To go and, because people, we don't need to be killing ourselves. You want to chop? Let's create a ministry for you and put all your people there. Let them shop there. Just make sure that everybody is in your hand now. How is that going to resolve the Fulani terrorists killing farmers, the Fulani herdsmen being killed too? Because let us be fair, there are actually Fulani herdsmen who have become victims of cattle rustlers. I'm talking about people that will they will group themselves and they will go after some of these Fulani herdsmen. But there are Fulani terrorists with their AK-47 that will intentionally lead their cows into people's farms. The intention is to start a crisis so as to have something to come back to and kill everybody in that village. We've had people who have become refugees from their own land, from these invading Fulani terrorists. So if Fulani that have cows need help, it is ideal for the agriculture ministry, if they have any plan for them, a Fulani man that has cows and is prone to the risk of being killed and his cows stolen. So if the ministry want to end this such crisis of invading farms, how about you kind of, even like we know, if this is about settling it, how about you kind of take some of this money that you are allocating and giving to people, put them somewhere. Tell these Fulani herdsmen to come and access the money and buy lands in northern Nigeria. Then the Ministry of Agriculture, that is their own climate. That is where they belong. Let them stay in this arable land of northern Nigeria. Secret money. At least there's nothing Nigerians will do. You have always been doing whatever you wanted, Abi. If this whole thing is about ending it, if it is not to monetize it, which is what they are doing, monetizing your problems, digging you into further holes, the Fulani herdsmen will never get help. The Fulani terrorists will never be stopped. The farmers who have been the victims reported as clashing with them, as if to say the farmer carried his farm on his head, and while he was walking away, he met a Fulani and his cows, and then the cows wanted to hit the grass on the head of the farmer, so they just clashed and they started fighting. No, that's not true. None of these people is going to be helped. None. The terrorists will never be tamed. And then the herdsmen will never be helped. The farmers who have been the main victims, they are on their own. All of this, just a means of staying in power. I would like to see how this goes. So, Ministry of Fulani Bandits and Farmers is going to be has been created by Thiefnubu and Trust Akpabiole. It is approved, Mr. President. Your revolution, you're supposed to get your own diary now, where you go to write down the reason why I will participate in a revolution that will see the end of these criminals. You'll be writing them down. Why should you participate in a complete shutdown? Why? That's one reason there. Such a shame. It's a shame. And on the other hand, somebody said he's doing this because of the backlashes from the Samoa deal. Who gives a damn about Samoa deal? We'll come back to that. Here is something. The House of Reps in Nigeria now said that Thiefnubu should reject that Samoa deal because of the LGBT, this or that. Now, Thiefnubu's gang said, in fact, before we even get to that, okay, kind of hold on, right? I remember something again. How many of you read the news that Thiefnubu has removed tariff on importation of food into Nigeria? Do you know that that was just less than 24 hours ago? The story is not true. It was said by that guy, Minister of Agriculture Minister. Then Bayo Nofunuga came back to say, no, it's just for 150 days. And it's for 500 metric tons of food. In fact, it hasn't been approved. Now, they have started deleting that announcement. This Bajue, Abi. Okay, let's go to that National Assembly. where Oshiomole was also pretty much upset. But I'll show you this first, the Samoa deal. One of the DRF member had this to say.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Dr. Gali Mustafa Tijani, representing Alabasuga, Jinkiperon constituency, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have amendment and a reply to the House Leader. The first amendment, Mr. Speaker, is the need for Nigerian government to unsign and withdraw from the unpopular Samoa Agreement, and the need for the government to refrain from engaging in any such treaties that contravene the people's culture, religion, and unethical morals. One. And Mr. Speaker, agreement, this is the amendment. Mr. Speaker, agreement upon agreement has been signed by Nigeria in order to improve the Nigerian economy. But Mr. Speaker, everybody knows that instead for the economy to progress, it's now retrogressing like a wildfire. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, we urge and we tell everybody, no matter how much money Nigeria is going to get from this thing, the handlers of the current economy could not fix the economy. Therefore, this should be rejected in totality. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Dr. Gali Mustafa Tijani, representing Alabasuga, Jinkiperon constituency, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have amendment and a reply to the House Leader. The first amendment, Mr. Speaker, is the need for Nigerian government to unsign and withdraw from the unpopular Samoa Agreement, and the
Sorry, that kind of bit extended. And the report now is that, sincerely, right? If to say, I understand Hausa very well, I would have possibly, I would have brought you this load of how the northern Nigeria's, the Sharia northern Nigeria's clerics, how they are going mental. They are going mental. Sorry, it's not mental. They are going crazy. Better. Going crazy because of this Samoa deal. And Onofunuga came out and said, those who are pointing out the LGBT stuff from this deal, they were mischief makers, trying to mislead the people or something like that. But as we speak right now, some are now saying, oh, Thiefnubu is is kind of boboing them, right? He's creating a ministry for this supposed Fulani Sharia North. No, it's not. It's a different, it's a different shit show already. I mean, entirely rather. Here is what Oshiomole had to say about policies of those who are with Thiefnubu, including those who were with Boko Haram at the time. It's a collection of some talks. Please listen. One sec. Thank you to every one of you who has sort of bought me a cup of coffee. I may not be able to list your name right now because of time, but you know yourself, so thank you. Let's watch.
Liberal economic policies have failed Nigeria. I want to be able to see the president saying, yes, Africa, we have disagreements, but I am elected to uphold the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, not of Africa Charter. We would relate with other countries. The days must be over where we talk of Africa as the centerpiece of our foreign policy, a way to one in which Nigeria and the welfare and the well-being of Nigeria is the central focus of Nigeria foreign policy. If it is not good for Nigeria, we will do it. How can you subscribe to something that you cannot participate in? How can you have a free market where you only buy but you have nothing to sell? And the only thing we have to sell is crude. And that crude is not determined competitively. It is determined by some forces in the West, whether the president of US is sick or whether the publish of data, it shows that economy is slowing down, that affects the price of oil, whether China is growing or China is slowing down, and all of that. And so the result is that today, we are importers of, from the lowest second-hand, we started borrowing And to encourage us to borrow more, economists tell us about how much you can borrow in relation to GDP. They'll always have some statistics as if this were in the holy documents. And so we borrow to a point that they now came back to say, you have overborrowed. And for us to support you, you must devalue your currency. You must float it. Thus subsidize consumption. And when you devalue, your home goods and services produced at home will be cheaper, and therefore you have greater export opportunities. Because Nigeria-made goods, we find cheaper prices overseas, and foreign goods will be too expensive for the natives to buy, since we are now in our native land. And because they can't buy, we've got to have a more realistic balance of trade. And that is how around 1978 or so, the Naira was devalued from where it was 1 Naira to 1.5 US dollars. When I went to UK to pay my school fees in the UK, I got my check from, I believe, Barclays Bank, which is now Union Bank. And I said, if indeed there is such thing as a visible hand, why do we elect a president? Why do we elect a governor? The market, by its nature, is not accountable, except to the buyer and the seller. But we elect governments that are accountable, that we should be held responsible for our collective well-being. And so when I heard him today say what he said, I said, then I'm not exactly crazy. So I am going to start my conversation, not a lecture, just a discussion the way we used to do under the village tree, you know, because my father was is the greatest teacher, and my mom, assistant teacher. Between the two, everything I have, they are responsible. I think that if we take a critical look at where we're coming from, Nigeria was at its best when, I believe sensibly, and when we celebrate China, we just look at the outcome without looking at the system that produced that outcome. The Chinese also go to the World Bank. They also go to the IMF meeting. They listen. When they finish, they say thank you. They go back to Beijing and do what they call capitalism with Chinese characteristics. The interest rate is not market-driven. The rate you change your money in hotel is the same rate you change it in the bank. I know it because I have been there. That is not market forces. That is state regulation. And when a state functionally abuse power, they execute. They kill. And so, without following Western models, China has become, over a period of 15 to 20 years, they had double-digit growth consistently, not based on market liberal models. When Washington insists that the Chinese currency is overvalued, the Chinese reply, it is not the foreigner who will tell us the value of our currency. In Nigeria, our people will go to the World Bank and IMF, they will tell us what they think we are. And we celebrate that fifth rate, what they call them now, they are these funny, not funny names, well-known names in West, that they have given us B+, B-, B+++. What the hell does it matter? We are to rate who we are, not foreigners. And until we return back to this homegrown policy.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
I just wanted you to hear him. Because when I saw that video on the internet yesterday or so, I actually saw Nigerians praising him. That's true. Very, very, very sensible. See talk. Like I like this idea. I like like they are praising him, that it was making sense. What you have in Nigeria is not education, it is indoctrination. That's what we have in Nigeria. I'm glad he used China And then he used how China have their way of not being controlled by the rest of the world. But he omitted the crucial point of what helped China. If he was in China, Oshiomhole would be dead. They would have hanged him. Majority of them that you have in the Nigeria Senate, those of them who you have in different state government and all of that, they would have killed all of them. And that would have been the guide for those of you who wanted to take their place. When you know that na they hang Oshiomhole for Uromi. A whole Oshiomhole has been hanged in Uromi because he scammed the Edo people when he told them he built this massive mother and child hospital. And he rented the equipment to commission it as a completed project. And the same day that Bokwari left, the commissioning, the people that they rented the equipment for the commissioning from, they packed everything, and the entire place was left empty afterward. They would have hung him. And that would have saved the people of Edo State. For example, it would have saved them any chance of anybody coming after Oshiomhole to come and loot or steal. But they always remove that part. They always do. That if what they are stealing from Nigeria, if China allowed their own politicians to loot what Nigerians are stealing from Nigeria, China will be all over the place begging with a bowl like Nigeria. And they are still doing it. Oshiomhole goes home. At least this is the one that is legal. He goes home every month with over 55 million naira. And you know something? That is over 660 million naira every year. And that's chicken change. So the other things he probably also take home. So yeah, they all have the solution of, oh, they are dictating. Why won't they dictate to you? Nigeria is a dumping ground. It's always been. And they are making it even more like, receptive as your dumping ground. It's a big mess, isn't it? Now, let's leave these guys. Talking about Edo State. Oshiomhole, where Oshiomhole comes from. They are having their governorship election in November, you know that. And today, well, I saw the PDP, the Asue Ighodalo people and Benin people or Edo people. And I am like, now everybody they complain about Nigeria is done for Abi. How the PDP, APC have destroyed Abi. I mean, I say, every time they choose a date that they want to do another election, even some of those who will tell you, I will never participate in their whatever anymore, they will participate. Not when they have to give you 10,000 naira per vote. No way. Today not Tuesday. Oh. Somebody said people were supposed to be at work. Now work that they do so. Oh, it's not easy. It is what it is in Nigeria, you would say. There is a member of Oshiomole's party, okay, in that same Edo state, who has also joined the Asue Igodalo Obaseki train. This is kind of share this reason. That's why I'm sharing the video. Okay, I wanted to hear the reason why this APC guy, who happened to be the state vice chairman of APC or something, decided to send the light now and all of that kind of stuff. Listen to his reason.
His name is Chief Francis Inegbenike, the immediate past state vice chairman of the APC. I resigned my appointment 2 weeks ago to join the largest party in Africa, the PDP. I must confess that I didn't know that you will receive me this way. I didn't know you will honor me this way. This way, I never know you will honor me this way. Honor me this way. Thank you, my Lord. I must say that myself and my numerous supporters, we have come to join the PDP to deliver a very competent candidate. A man with capacity, a man that is loved. I must say, the PDP did a good job by electing a very qualified and competent candidate. By the grace of God, we will join hands with you to deliver him come September 21st. Yes, as you can see, the distractions, whatever you are seeing is just to tell you that the other party, they are not ready for the elections. They are looking for a shortcut, but we will not allow them. We will not give them. We will block all those loopholes. I assure you, sir, we will work and work to deliver Ashok Dalo as the next governor of Edo. Thank you very much, sir. Name is.
That's how they roll. You understand? That's how they roll. You just have to kind of like, almost wherever your bread is going to be buttered, okay? There's little you can do. If you have been offered this pile of cash by these politicians as we speak, you know what I mean? Like, you have to jump on it, you say. But that's those states, okay? Their own is APC, Labour, and PDP. And the people are going to help validate whatever the INEC gives to them. They're going to probably be back here to tell us how much they have been ripped off. But that's what those who are still going for another charade. Okay? For those who have been to, like the drama we have been witnessing in the River States. So Fubara is consolidating its own kind of like its own control over the levelers of power, kind of. He's the governor. He's the one that is believed to be dealing with the weakest structure. Who is going to probably blink first? We don't know yet. But the guy is consolidating. And as somebody said here last night, the Rivers people are the victim of all of this. But hey, there seems to be okay to be the victim on this part, especially those on the part of Fubara. The royal fathers have received their own sort of cut off the pie from the state cover. Brand new SUV shared to them. But before that, here is what Fubara had to say especially concerning the yesterday's directive coming from the Werewike's loyalists, who gave him 7 days to come and speak to them, as in to come and represent the 2024 budget to them. So, according to Fubara, he said he is dealing with dangerous people. And he believes he's doing the right thing. To him, he believes he's doing the right thing, is doing what the law says by dealing with 3 or 4 House of Assembly members left. In his own words, and how they bombed or attempted to bomb the visiting lawmakers to Rivers State, like, I think you should hear him again.
I want to thank the Almighty God, because one way or the other, all the plans of the enemy, people always ask me, why is that? There's enemies. We just have one enemy. And behind the enemy, you have the children and grandchildren. So I believe strongly that without one, there won't be others. So it's just one. So our focus should be on just one. So like I said, what the enemy has always planned, our God, good God, gracious God, all-knowing and sufficient God, always turn their evil plan to good. If it were a situation that Fubara is involved in anything, or Fubara's associate, by now, Nigeria will be hot. There will be arrests. There will be statements. There will be counter this. There will be press conference. But because it is from the other side, but glory to God that they couldn't hide it, I've not been hearing anything. And I'm wondering, after how many weeks now, the Nigerian police is still not able to come out and make a statement about the attempt by one, whatever, I don't know what his name is, that tried to detonate a dynamite in front of Hotel Presidential. I'm still wondering why it has not happened. But if it's maybe any other thing that has to do with us, they will say, in fact, by now they should have even charged the person for terrorism. But you see, this God that I said that we are serving genuinely, this God that Rivers State has been dedicated to by our predecessors. Because when they make statement, they say, Rivers State belongs to Christ, belongs to God. And that is the God that is saving us and lifting us. So this evening, you don't know why excited and how happy I am. First, this afternoon, the Obaka Ikwere, national law, worldwide. That is national, worldwide, came to pay solidarity visit. To assure this government that this government, they are part of it, that we should disregard those stories that are being carried about, the propaganda of ethnic politics, that they believe in us and they will continue to support us. Why would I not be happy? We have not finished that one. You are aware of what is also happening. In the other side, those people who used to wear one fine ties, you know what is happening there? We are receiving favorable messages. You can see how excited I am. And to crown it this evening, we are here to prove to the world It's not propaganda that I am dealing with the recognized Rivers State House of Assembly by law. It is not. It's not about the position. It's about who you are. I'm not carried away by this office, which I believe every one of you know. I've made this office very simple. The kind of fear that you people used to see in this office, within this tenure, my own administration, you've seen that there is nothing in it. Nothing. Power should be simple. Like I say, earn respect. You don't force people to respect you. Earn it. Your attitude, your action.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
I don't know if it is also just me, right? Can you see through the emptiness in the characters who are holding public offices in Nigeria? Do you ever get so irritated? Like, even if you kind of love their basbos, right? Do you not feel irritated by their emptiness? And then they kind of cover that mostly with God this, God that, the God we serve, the original God, the normal God, the God we dedicated. Do you not feel irritated? Like, I do. Because to me, it's more or less like, oh, Beniko Shilojo, say what you want to say. Which one is all these? But we know how it works, okay? And then there's Ekilapu. Where's that my clap? No. Anyway, so he looks around and says, you should clap now. I kind of like, you know, I feel off. And I do feel sorry as well for the people, because to be honest, majority of them don't even know better themselves. I mean, so if you want to see why why Nigeria is so backward, just take a look at those who are making decisions. They are thinking, you know, they are, you know, so pedestrian. It is so empty. But you want to try and look at them as maybe they have something up there, as because of the positions they are holding in public, right? Governor of the state. So you're expecting that, oh, there must be something up there. But there's nothing. Most of them, there's absolutely nothing. The only ones who can speak, who can join together few words and grammars and all of that, those ones are the worst. They actually feel themselves. But they are so empty, irritating. I don't think I'm alone, you know. There should be so many of you who feel the same way. And he said something about the royal fathers coming to see him. And that's why he's smiling last night. They came to tell him that we are with you, don't worry. Okay? And he gave them brand new cars. All right? That same afternoon, yesterday. I don't know how much these cars are going to worth, but I promise you they will not be less than 50 million each. If I am wrong, tell me. Here, royal fathers in Rivers State.
Yes, sir. One Prado and another Linux.
Let me help you. Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
No.
On behalf of His Excellency the Governor, as Chairman of Rivers State Council of Traditional Rulers and Chiefs, on behalf of the Governor of Rivers State, Sir Sinalai Fubara, present this official vehicle of brand new Prado SUV to you.
Thank you very much.
And the healers.
Furthermore, sir, for your backup security, His Excellency has also presented this brand new 2024 modern Hilux.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Excellency.
Thank you.
May just come out first.
Our dear President General of
Equity worldwide.
Equity worldwide. His Royal Majesty.
Thank you.
On behalf of His Excellency, the peace-loving Executive Governor of Rivers State, Sir Siminalayi Fubara, and Governor of Rivers State, it's a very honor to present him and present to you this brand new Toyota Prado SUV as your official car in your capacity as President General of Obako Ikwere worldwide. Congratulations, sir. God be the glory.
And particularly our Rivers State Governor. I want to appreciate you particularly and our Governor for making this donation in my personal capacity. I will continue. I promise to work for the whole Ikwere nationality to make sure that the solidarity message we gave today will continue, is going to be continuous. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. That's a very good ambience. Thank you very much indeed. The cow. Thank you very much. And little.
This is done.
Wine is that?
The cow. The cow.
I don't know how much they sell cars in Nigeria, but probably, the one they gave to the chairman of the traditional rulers council, Rivers State, right? And the Hilux truck, that could be like over 100 million naira. Your official cars are supporting me. And the President General of all the Ikweres worldwide. You to take one Prado. 2024. The Prado Jeep. That's a Toyota, right? I bet which country be Toyota again? Is that not Japan? Let me Japan get Toyota. I've been to Korea. If you go to 36 states in Nigeria, you will see brand new, latest car from Mercedes-Benz, from Toyota, from all of these foreign car makers. Imported into Nigerian government houses. Tia rubber, never touched. There. Supplies. So they give cars like, hey, you come. Take 2 cars. Say, thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That's 100 million naira car. Yay. That's what they do. And as long as you are benefiting from it, you don't have to complain. The best is for you to wait for your time. So that when you get to your own turn too, make yourself take your own. That is why when you see a lot of them who talk about how they love Nigeria, they don't love Nigeria. None of these guys love anywhere. You don't treat what you love like that. pillaging your country. All for what? Just because the criminals will give you cars, or they will give you house, or they will give you money. But here is somebody from Wiki. This one, I don't know if they gave this one car, but it's not a royal father. It speaks on why the people from Obiakpo, Ikwere as well, will continue to support Fubara. Make Wiki stay away. Now I turn to this.
We are not disowning Wike. Wike is still the son of River State. He's still our brother. He's still our father and all of that. But what we are saying is that Fubara must have a full control of River State. Okay. He must have a full control to take decision on behalf of his people. Because if anything happens, if the government fails, the person they will blame is Fubara. They will not blame any person. And again, don't forget, His Excellency, the former governor of River State, called for the killing of Godfatherism in River State. I joined to Bini to go and fight Adam Soshomole to kill Godfatherism. So why do we need to agree on it in River State? Godfatherism is dead and nobody can be the godfather of River State.
Mr. Oji, okay, we hear you loud and clear. If you say you are not sure whether it's a shining light, maybe it's a blinking light of Ikwere. But how do you think all of these problems in River State can be resolved? What do you think is the way forward? What solution will you recommend? The way
forward, the solution is the way forward is what the former governor Nyesom Wike have told the Rivers people. What did he tell Rivers people? He told the Rivers people over time that Abuja politicians should allow Rivers people to govern themselves. And that any person who influences River State from Abuja is going to suffer the wrath of God. That was what he professed. And I believe in that. So we are saying that the way forward is that Fubara has been elected for the first time. A man won the 23 local governments in River State. It has never happened. It shows acceptability of the people. So we are saying that he must have his time to dish out the dividend of democracy to the people of River State. So that when if the government succeed or fail, he will be held accountable. So we are not going to believe that. For me, I preach peace. I believe in peace. And I'm saying that he must be allowed to run his tenure, because in the last administration, nobody influenced the government. This one, nobody will influence the government. We'll do our best to make sure that we are together. We are one Rivers people. We believe in the unity of River State, but we do not also support intimidation and harassment in River State. Okay, Mr. Oji, you say you commit Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, to the wrath of God. That's what I heard you say, yes? Well, you will not force words into my hands, into my mouth. I said here that the minister, when he was the governor, said that any person who fights River State from Abuja will be facing the wrath of God. And that I believe in his prayers. That's what I said. It's English language. He said so. Yes, we are saying the same thing. It's English language. You say you commit him to the. I'm only adopting what he said. Okay. What is the statement that I've made that is wrong? I am adopting and I believe in it. He said any person who is fighting River State from Abuja will face the wrath of God. And I say amen to that. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Darlington. Hallelujah.
Wala everywhere. Anyway, that's from River State. So we'll keep following that and keep sort of monitoring that too. Do you know that there is this, what they call a planned protest against hunger for 10 days, starting from the 1st of August to the 10th of August. Mostly being promoted by this northern APC, Egbe, and all that. You know, I don't know if you've heard of that, right? Okay. I received this from Prince Jejeman. He said he has a message for you, Nigerians, planning to repeat a Kenya revolution, wherever it is, in Nigeria next month. I haven't heard this, so I'm going to relax and hear it. All of you.
Nigerian people, we are on a one protest, yo, for August 2024. Yes, we support honor. 1000% we support honor to protest. Nigerian soldiers, We won't call on our out because no one be the problem. No one be problem. Nigerian soldier and Nigerian police. No, now all these criminal terrorist politicians, pastoral they use to stop or to kill people where they do protests. Or make una use on our head this time, make una no go stand for the way of Nigerian people because Nigerian people they fight for now. New intake for American soldier. They collect more than 2 million naira as salary a month. Men are used on our head. Nigeria army. No let them they use on her like a terrorist. On assigned to protect Nigeria, no be to kill Nigerian people. Now the two on assigned. So if on disobey to shoot Nigerian people, it's not an offense. It's not treason. It's not mutiny at all. Waiting on a sign, Nigerian soldier is to protect Nigeria territorial integrity. May I no be impediment, may I no be blockage, may I no be witches and wizards. We go stand in the way of Nigerian people where want protest to save their life, where they don't mortgage. The crude oil where they don't sell them in 50 years in advance. People where they carry the crude oil, they're not going to pay money again. 50 years, they don't carry the money. And nobody say they carry the money, may they take do the better the life of you, where be soldier, where be a police, or the life of Nigerian people. Now to go put them abroad, where them and their children, they go, they do faji, they school, they go for their hospital. They make sure say all the one where they for Nigeria, hospital, school, then destroy them. Because they know say their children no go there. All the road where they for Nigeria, they make sure say all of them, they destroy them. Because how many times they there for Nigeria? Now Dubai be their weekend. America, UK, now there they go do their weekend. If they land for Nigeria now from one airport to another airport, not only you they walk out for road. Pothole, if you die there, no consign them. Nigerian soldier, now you honor the men are used on our head. Nigerian police, you gonna honor the jump out like ninja. They come they disturb Nigerian people if they want protest. See for Kenya, see their army, see their police. They use their head, use discretion. They don't teach them for police and they don't teach them for army. Use their head. Because these people, where we say they don't make everywhere so dangerous. They don't use hunger. Create terrorists everywhere. Boko Haram, ISWAP. Because of them, 9 terrorists and they kidnap and fool everywhere. See how many of the soldiers and police that they kill every day. On a life, they secure. On a barrack, see as it be like where they train chicken. Where they train dog. On a barrack. You know, be like where human beings they live. No water, no lights. If they tell on a men come out and I say that they will obey order, or they will jump out. This protest where I hear say Nigerian people want protest, men are not come out, can't start on their way. Nigerian soldier and Nigerian army, not be the main problem, not be the main witches and wizards and terrorists where they use against Nigerian people. Boko Haram and the ISIS, all of them, those ones are small terrorists. Not be the major one. Men are used on our head. Because first where they kill innocent people for nothing is a terrorist. That is not work. That is not work for your father's nation. And all these journalists where they're Nigeria, honor two, where be honor be enablers. Starting from TVC, those journalists hang out and they of criminal what do they call them? All of them, they are all enablers. You no go see evil, make you call them evil. That these politicians are doing. See Aso Rock, see the way they are lavishing money, buying private jet, buying private ship, luxurious ship, while people are dying of hunger. Senators, they are driving, waiting, limousine. Where they get the money? Where did they get the money? Thieves everywhere. And you are calling them honorable minister. Honorable senator, dishonorable senator, dishonorable criminals in government. and you are calling them honorable. You better use your head. Use your head. All right? Stop calling them honorable. Some people that is a thief, you are calling them honorable. Eh? No, they spoil everything. All this.
No more peaceful protests again now. Because peaceful protests know they work. Yes. Peaceful protests, you know they work. More turn out to one man, more enter so scatter everywhere. More shook, waiting no good. More no more.
Shook everything with no good. Thank you, Prince JJ Man. I'm not saying about Suka you carry come fist fight, but you deliver. I like that. Even if you know call us this evening, you don't deliver. That's some message there. Especially for those of you who are uniform men in Nigeria. They're supposed to tell you. They're not supposed to tell you. But you have just been told. See, in a climb where we had an election, right? And everybody has moved on. New government in place. Past government, all of them have kind of like moved on, became opposition. Even the former prime minister, as returned back to his constituency, as an MP, he has also resumed work. But in Nigeria, you as a policeman, a soldier, you are looking for the gig where you are going to be mobilized to turn your gun on the citizens, and you are going to suffer it too. You know that. Prince JJ Man said the oil prospects in Nigeria for the future, they've all been sold and looted. Maybe some of you remember the Afrexim loan. The Afrexim loan is the Africa Exports and Importer Bank, Afrexim. Thiefnubu, through the Kyari, the one that sold NNPC, privatized NNPC and sold it to themselves without paying a dime, but they are shareholders of NNPCL, NNPLC. They went somewhere last year. They said they wanted to defend the Nigerian Naira. So because of that, they went for a loan, crude oil for cash loan. And they secured a $3.3 billion loan from Afrexim Bank. Tony Elumelu, that helped facilitate the whole negotiation as part of the team, made 5% from that money. Now, the deal was they will give Thiefnubu $3.3 billion cash to inject it into your economy. And in 5 years time, Nigeria is going to pay them back $5.2 billion, which means they will provide the cash in a space of 1 year, 3.3 billion. So they will allow that to mature in 5 years. Nigeria will pay the interest of 900 $1.9 billion interest in 5 years. That's how much the bank will make and their investor. So last year, they gave Thiefnubu $2 billion, sometimes in September 2023. When Thiefnubu and Co. collected the money, they shared it. That was when they were subsidizing dollars. I don't know if you remember, but I've not forgotten. Now, the arrangement was that after 5 years, Nigeria will pay the money back. But if Nigeria has no money to pay, this Afrexim and their investors, they have the right to go and take 167 million barrels of crude oil from Nigeria. And that is valued at over $12.5 billion. The money for today. Like if they decided to go, they want their money back now. These guys were supposed to take the crude oil of 5.2 billion, which is the 1.9 billion plus 3.3 billion. The money that was agreed on But you know what they put down? Crude oil of $12.45 billion. So which means they now said the arrangement was that, you see, if Nigeria is unable to pay back and they take all this crude oil, they can just help Nigeria's, they will sell the crude oil and they will take their money and they will give the rest to Nigeria. Now that arrangement is down as we speak. And year one is already gone. And those guys have already given Nigeria 2.9 billion already. They first gave them $2 billion. Now, just about a month ago, they gave Thiefnubu $934 million. So far, so good from the 3.3 billion. Thiefnubu's government has collected 2.934 billion. So what they have left is practically less than $400 million. Now, Mele Kyari just announced today that they have reached another agreement with another lender to give Nigeria $2 billion. And Nigeria will give them crude oil in return if Nigeria no pay the money back. I'll do more research on that and tell you more about that later too, right? You are done for. There is nothing like trying to remove Thiefnubu or shitty man. You see, that entire establishment has to go. If your children if you really want your children to have a future, if you want to have a life, but we cannot still continue to pretend for now. I won't go listen to my former Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak. Let's see what it feels like on the other side after 14 years of the Conservative rule in the UK. The last Prime Minister of the Conservative in the UK is back in the Parliament. Is back at his position as an MP, representing his constituency and fighting for them. Also, as the leader of the opposition in the UK. This switch, this time last week, he was still our Prime Minister. Today, he is representing the rich constituency of, I don't even know. He will tell you. Where do you represent, Richie?
I now call the leader of the opposition, Rishi Sunak.
Well, Mr. Speaker-elect, I'm pleased to join the Prime Minister in welcoming you back to the Speaker's chair. And can I also praise the wonderful speech from the Honourable Member for Lancaster and Wyre? And can I start by congratulating the Prime Minister on his election victory? And as he takes on his formidable task, he and his family deserve the good wishes of all of us in this House. Now, in our politics, we can argue vigorously, as the Prime Minister and I did over the past 6 weeks, but still respect each other. And whatever disputes we may have in this Parliament, I know that everyone in this House will not lose sight of the fact that we are all motivated by our desire to serve our constituents, our country, and advance the principles that we honourably believe in. And to every member, new and old, let me welcome them to their places and congratulate them on their results. To be sent to this place by one's constituents is the greatest honour, privilege, and responsibility. I know every one of us will be trying to repay the trust placed in us, and I look forward to continuing to represent the interests of my own rural North Yorkshire constituents. One of the great aspects of our system is no matter how high you rise, you still have that constituency which keeps you grounded. And my advice to all members is to appreciate the role that you have every day that you have it. And for those of us in my party, let me begin with a message to those who are no longer sitting behind me. I am sorry. We have lost too many diligent, community-spirited representatives whose wisdom and expertise will be missed in the debates and discussions ahead. It is important that after 14 years in government, the Conservative Party rebuilds. So now we will take up the crucial role of His Majesty's official opposition, professionally, effectively, and humbly. And restoring trust begins by remembering that being here is an opportunity to do what those we serve expect of us. And in our case, that means holding the new government to account. Can I congratulate the Father of the House, the member for Gainsborough? My right honourable friend has given 41 years of remarkable, dedicated service to this House and his constituency. I know full well how ferociously my right honourable friend fights for the interests of his constituents, and I applaud him for that. My right honourable friend is also testament to the benefits of an early morning dip in the Serpentine. And members may be interested to note that the Bottomleys have also had a big influence on my right honourable friend's career. It was in 1974 that my right honourable friend ran against Arthur Bottomley in Middlesbrough in his first effort to enter this place. And today, he takes over from Sir Peter, who will be missed. Yeah. And can I also congratulate the new mother of the House, the member for Hackney North and Stoke Newington. We have our differences on policy, but no one can deny the Right Honourable Lady's important role in this House and the inspiration for so many young women of colour that she has provided. Yeah. The Right Honourable Lady is true in every sense of the word, a trailblazer. Yeah. And can I join with you, Mr. Speaker-elect, to thank House staff for their hard work in welcoming our new colleagues to this House and their service over the coming Parliament. And finally, may I congratulate you, Mr. Speaker-elect. When you first ascended to the Speaker's chair, you did so with a healthy majority, and that was testament to your wide appeal and the confidence in which this House places in you and your judgments. The last Conservative Prime Minister, the Right Honourable John Major, who spoke from these opposition benches, said about the role of the Speaker, the job specification is pretty daunting. The patience of Job and the wisdom of Solomon are only the basic requirements. We demand also impartiality, independence and fairness. Well, Mr. Speaker-elect, you have shown over the past 4.5 years how to protect that careful balance. The last few years in this House have been at times difficult, and you, sir, have always brought this House together. That was clear when we lost our colleague, Sir David Amess. And I know your guidance and support for members then was greatly appreciated. It is a privilege to be in this House. Our democracy is powerful, and as we have witnessed, it can be definitive. But I know that this House will, true to its best traditions, hold the executive to account. And I know that Mr. Speaker-elect will facilitate that. So in conclusion, Mr.
The great youth of Nigeria. Great. 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 Great.
You won't need a car to travel. You won't need an aeroplane to travel. You will just say, I want to go to London. And you'll be in London. Whether you believe it or not.
So just for me to announce that we have to go back to Nigeria. But this time around, it is to go see what the obedience and Obi, what they are doing in Kogi. I found them, yesterday we found them playing table tennis in Enugu, right? Well, today, we found him giving water to a community in Kogi. I'll report that. Let's go to Kogi quickly.
You don't come now, I go the best. But I say come. It's coming on my own. I insist. So I beg you to indulge to understand now, to understand with me. Please do.
Principal.
water, this facility will provide potable water for the good of this community. I will pray that God continue to bless this community always. Amen. I go the best. But I say if you come, if it's coming on my own
I mean, somebody said it on this platform. I think it was this afternoon. Yeah, when they were talking about the bitumen deposit in those states, while people are driving on motorable roads, dying on them as well. The politicians could actually use the government resources for the people and use this as well to build the roads. Water. Water is the easiest thing to spread around. These guys are just cold-hearted criminals. Abba. If you know what water is to Nigerians in this 2024. Man, you will be wondering why these criminal politicians are actually surviving in that place. How are they doing it? Water. Industrial water complex. Industrial this or that. All these stolen billions and all of that will provide millions of cubic water, drinking water, for so many communities, just lay them all over the place. And then every community can just go tap the water. And then you make a lot of money from that as a government. A lot of money that costs so little to do. And people won't have to be celebrating boreholes. Anyway, I'll leave that. So I was going to go to Kenya, but except for the remembrance they had yesterday, and today was supposed to be another day in Kenya, which they are already on, right? There's so many things going on there, but my time is so kind of fast spent now. And I'm thinking that we can call it a night, or we can take calls. So that would be up to us in a way. So thank you so much for being part of this tonight. And to every one of you who indeed shared, and all that so far. Thank you. And thanks for my cup of coffee too. Thank you. So we can take calls. So just have a few minutes chats before we call it a night. Reactions to all of this. I will be back in a minute or two. Don't go anywhere yet. the
Hello, Maiyegun. Good evening.
good evening.
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
Well, I'm very well. Yes.
Thank you for the work that you do. How will so I'll just watch it. I watched in the afternoon the first broadcast, and then I watched this evening's broadcast as well. Do you know what gets me, right? All this singing and dancing, after they do everything they do. I mean, it irritates me now. And all the clapping. It's like we've become the people that claps, for everything. Everyone that coughs in our direction will just start clapping. And I'm like, aren't you guys exhausted by all of this singing and dancing every time somebody does something, basic? Aren't you guys tired of clapping when just these politicians are just lying to you and telling you tales, of things that they're never going to do for you? Aren't people exhausted from all of this? In fact, when Fubara was talking, and then you now said, what you said at the end of his speech, and or everything interlaced with, God this, God that, and everything. I was thinking the same thing. I mean, this has got to be irritating at this point. Do you understand? This has just got to be, every time any one of these politicians mentions God, it's enough for you to take a stone and stone the person, because that, they're not talking about the real God, because the one they're talking about is Nigerian version of God. And that's part of the problem that we have. The version of God that we have, the version of governance that we have, our version is just warped. It doesn't make any kind of sense. We believe in a God of bribery and corruption. I'll give you something so that you can give me something. That one is not God anymore, is it?
That a query worldwide or something that said, we are here to give you the solidarity we have done today. We are here for you in Jesus' name. Did you hear that?
Yeah, and I'm like, this is supposed to be, you just played the British Parliament in session, isn't it?
Yes.
Right? Do they have two heads? It's not just the one head that they both, they have one head, we have one head. They got a brain, we got a brain. They're the same people. We're all living and breathing in this one world. Why is their own different? Why is it that they can carry conversations without actually, expressing their so-called, faith? But here we are, we were so quick to call God, we're so quick to, to invoke him and say, yes, this is who I am, blah, blah, blah. And the country is as backward as, in fact, it's the very definition of backwardness, the very definition of backwardness. There's not a lot to add to what you said, because I think, what's his name? Windy City, when he called earlier today, he said it all. He said, you've been saying all of these things for years now. You've been trying to call out, the ills in our society, the major players who have, brought the country on its knees and all of that. What we need now is actually action. It's just to go out there and, get rid of all of these people, And then something just occurred to me as you were talking today. I know that a lot of these countries, a lot of these countries like China and the rest, they, with all the previous leadership, have mortgaged the country into, generational debt, right? But I want people to understand something, right? That game that all of those people, all of those entities played with Nigeria, or with that entity, with that geographical location, we know how to play that game. I'm not worried about whether or not we're able to come out of the generational debt, because I believe that we can, and I believe that with the right people, and I'm not talking about Nigeria now, I'm talking about when we get rid, because the only way this is going to work is if we get rid of the current political elite. And when we're talking about the political, exactly, the entire establishment, not just the politicians, but every entity that aids and abets them within that entity, right? Once you get rid of every single one of them, and anyone that manages to escape our, escape at that point, and they rise up somewhere, we get rid of that one as well. When you get rid of all of these people, then tell me which entity will not renegotiate all of those contracts. Tell me that you're going to come into my land, right? And come and mine. because you had a contract with a corrupt government. You will not do it.
I mean, it's happening
you will not do it.
Faso right now. Are they not all running away or trying to find a way to renegotiate too? Some of them are renegotiating, others are just running away.
Of course, because if you come and tell me that I'm going to be beholden to the contract agreement that you signed with a corrupt government, I will write it into law that any entity that does business with a corrupt entity will forfeit every benefit that they got from that contract, because it's fruit of the poison tree. You knew, and there's none of these people. Even at Franklin Bank, they know very well that they are dealing with a corrupt government. They will give them this money because their sights are set on that 100 million barrels of oil. They're not interested. They know that you're not going to pay it, but they know that as long as these criminals are in power, they'll be able to get that 100 million, which is like you said, almost 4 times the value of whatever it is they're collecting. Tinubu is going to collect from them. Right. So when I know that as a new country, all of them are going to have to renegotiate every single one of them. It's written off, or even if we're not writing, even if we're going to write it, or we're going to renegotiate it in a way that is beneficial to the people, to the land that you're getting those resources from. And then if you say you're not going to do it, let me see how you will chop winch and come to my own land and come and collect what belongs to me. But again, like I said, the only caveat is that it has to be done when we have cleaned up and destroyed and removed the current establishment, because that is the only way you're going to prove legally that those people entered into contract with a corrupt government. And once you can prove that, it's not binding. So, I'm not really even worried about any of that, because I know that ultimately, once we can get the establishment out, right, and every entity that supports them, we will be right on track. I'm not saying that things will be solved, no, but at least it will leave the people in a better position. Yeah.
All right, this is not life. No way this is going to be what will feed a lot of everyone just like that, no choice. This is
no. I think it's high time that they understand that Africans aren't stupid, but the only way, like I said, we're going to be able to establish that and start to move in those directions is the first step is getting rid of Tinubu. And again, if anybody is saying let's wait to 2027, that means we're not ready. We're not ready, because 2027, that criminal will still be there. So getting rid of Tinubu and getting rid of the establishment is a today thing, not even tomorrow. So when you're saying, oh, you're going to do August 1st and all of that, they're giving them time to come at you. You just need to go. Just do it.
Thank you so much.
My God, no other people calling.
Another one, bless you. Hello there.
Hello, Baba.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I did all right. This is Fulani calling from New York.
How are you doing today, sir? Fulani, Baba.
Yeah, well done. Baba, the problem will be happen to see this thing really happen for Nigeria. It be like when our forefathers they talk something, say, "Oh, lelo waba etunlekun le eshe, udenjo udenyo inu eden dun." When the thieves said, "Come, I will repair your door for you," and you are, I will fix your door. Yeah, and you are happy. The thief will come at the night to still do the same thing that has happened during the day. You see, our people will never listen. I can't just imagine that through all these things we've been through in Nigeria, one politicians will still be campaigning and people will still listen to them and believe them. But that great day is coming, where all the politicians will stand before the citizen.
I'm telling you.
And then go flog all of them. That great day.
It's not going to happen.
It's come.
It is going to happen. The only thing is, the only thing there, the only thing is that people will just, instead of them to actually be purposeful, why they want to fight this fight, people are going to turn it into a revenge. They will deal with these politicians. They will burn properties. They will kill. And when they are done, they can now say, okay, sorry, what are you fighting for? Go. Say, well, we just wanted to deal with these people. Now, wait to go up.
That's it.
Now. That's my own fear.
That's it. Because Maiyegun nǹkan ti bàjẹ́ o.
I tell you.
I was in Lagos. I was in Lagos. I think in June.
Right.
I have 3 children in Nigeria. So I did the filing and everything works out. So I went in June to pick them. About the rate thing can say one. Even myself will come from New York. I keep my money for pocket.
You know, was like
see waiting they happen for
this is not to spend money.
Waiting they happen for a year. You know, all those kind, make we just chop mama put, make we chop. Yeah. Maybe say 1.5, you don't chop or 1 okufe, chop amala, make it just be okay.
Yeah.
Baba na like 5K now. If you go
like
chop
if you
mama
want it that way, you know, that one that we get to canteen, right?
Yes, no be. Oh yeah, fún mi lógúnfe méjì, fún mi lámàlà mẹ́ta.
Like all that
Baba,
you don't. Then fún mi ní Fanta, you go get like
Baba, you go 5 grand gan tó bá tó gan sìn. You go get like 5 grand for hand. No be joke you. That time, you know, now we want to make we just chop. We say like 1,000.
You know those park, like if you are going to from Lagos to Ibadan, for example, where you reach.
Yes, you go. If you go do that kind of thing for now, you go hold 5 bar. One stand,
one person.
Just a company for one person, you go hold 5 bar. One funniest part, with the very funny, we say when I reached Lagos that day, and I was so tired, I said, okay, let me sleep over. I'll be going to Oshogbo the following day. So the airline messed up. One of my bag didn't arrive. So I waited the next day to get the bag. And it was like 3 p.m. I got the bag like 3 p.m. And 4 p.m. I said to one of my friends, oh, let's start our journey. Let's start going to Oshogbo. And one of my friends said, oh boy, no try.
So you would have done that, despite all the time we've spent together here. You would have done that as a typical American.
Yeah.
Faced it. Why?
Yeah.
Why would you do
that? That's what they say, Ogbeni, no try. Okay. You say waiting the time. I say now 4:30. They say no try again. No try. He say if you reach Lagos by the expressway by now, then go kidnap you.
Anything can happen.
He said anything can happen. I say, is as this bad? No. Tí wọ́n bá lé ewúrẹ́, tẹ́ bá lé ewúrẹ́ báyìí, you pursue goat. If you reach war, he go face you.
Supposedly, but not a typical Nigerian goat. These ones who are Nigerians, so they will.
I'm telling you, they will still continue to then go.
But if they put in front, if you are chasing a goat and chase it to a corner, it will turn at you, ready to face.
Yes. But this Nigerian goat, it go make hole. They go make hole into that wall.
That is if it gets me.
But the problem, but the problem with they there, we say, Baba, the billing with these people, they give we with the diaspora, no be from here.
That's a different one, Baba.
Oh my God. A day will never pass by that at least $50 won't part me. At least. $50 must part my pocket. A day will never pass by too initially. You know, when people give this complaint, I have not eaten since yesterday, and I have to buy this medication, and my mother is sick, and all this, and you confirmed it is true. Baba, my loved ones, but I'll reduce here. Because everybody know lo ní bill láti san, a san mortgage, a san car note, a san insurance. But we still at least. But if I time pariwo ẹ má dìbò fáwọn people yìí, ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe referendum. Baba, I no tell you, last year before the election, I was in one hotel in Bariga.
Right.
And I was in a circle of some guys. One guy came from London and we were there, we were doing Faji. And then they brought up the topic that who do I think will win the election, or what is my own take on the general politics in Nigeria. I said, to me, now 2 or 3 things me I go like make it happen. If one no happen, make another one happen. They say waiting. I say make Nigeria break. Not the best. I say me I know say no fit happen now, but one day it go happen. And I say forget Tinubu. Look, if we have this man here, Yama Jewa, Baba, when I mention that thing, I be like idiot for that table. Everybody just carry my put for my head. One Kenubu me, they just talk say, because you don't stay 9, 10 years in America. I need to make you talk like this. Oh boy, forget that thing. Tinubu is going to in sabi these people. Now he go handle them. Like,
there's nothing
I just
probably imagine. I want to imagine. Look at them.
Baba, I don't call all of them one by one. Our market.
I hope they are not the ones who are drilling you out these $50 every now and then.
No. Some people Baba, it's not them. Shingbai no go drop.
There are some people that I can share part of their load. I can share with them, right? But there are people that even God said no go forgive you. Say you are sharing your own. You are helping them to share the load that you are actually
not true now.
They will avoid. Now they are carrying it now. They are asking you, don't look at me like that now. Politics is a game of choice. So it's a democracy. Alaye, your choice is going to either make me poor. Your choice is going to get me killed. Your political choice is going to destroy my life. And you're telling me it's a politics now. I mean, we all have a choice.
Baba kò yé mi o. Ṣé magic enough fi fix àwọn ìlú tó dá ni? Kò ní tí understand. Hey, I just the reason I'm saying, okay, make everything just go smoothly. Àwọn kankan máa yọ ní corner kan, and they will start Baba Fela call am government magic. And the abracadabra will start, and everything gbogbo ade dojú délẹ̀.
Thank you so much,
Thank you. No problem, no problem.
Let me take another one there, right?
All right, no problem. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, brother.
So that's Omari the Folly from New York. And I have another caller on the line. Here. Hello.
Hello there, Maiyegun General, my brother.
President Wale, the African Wahala. How are you today?
Yes, sir. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you very much. Thank you for your great program. Thank you for not giving up. My people, smash the like button. Please click on that like button, subscribe to the channel, buy Maiyegun with coffee.
Thank you.
Please, people, click on that like button.
I've just received a cup of coffee from Oldab. Oldab is watching, so maybe he's also going to be calling in. The Africa Wahala, we had a very lovely day today where I chose to look into that your power, because I know you are somebody who loves guys like that. Traore is such a fantastic guy. And I'm so like, man, I wish I have, beamed my searchlight on him and them more than I've done. These guys are like brilliant guys. Doing some ambitious stuff that could get them killed in the African kind of balance, right?
Yeah. And that's why I called him today too.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I missed this afternoon show. I joined in about 20 minutes ago, so I missed most of the show. When I have time at night, I usually just, when I'm about to go to bed, I put my earphones in and listen. In the morning, I watched about 80% of the show. I couldn't really pay attention, but Ibrahim Traore, what he's doing is very, very good. We appreciate him. We know he's fallible. He's a human being. There is no perfect human being. And one mentality that I've trained myself to have is never put anybody on a pedestal where they cannot be criticized. Everybody can be criticized.
That's right.
But with that being said, Traore has done a great job so far. He's still doing a great job. The people of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, they even clamored for an extension of the military takeover. And you know what the reason is, my brother? in the morning session today, you said something about when we were growing up. You know, those of us, for me, I grew up in the early 90s. That's when I was really in social studies, you know, listening to topics about Africa. And we always heard the poorest countries in the world are Burkina Faso. No, Niger. Niger Republic was always the poorest country in the world as a result of desertification or whatever. And then they will tell us Somalia was also like the second poorest country because of war. You know, fast forward in 2024, we are just like what those guys were in the 90s. We are not yet at that level. We are not fully there yet. If in all honesty, because we've been poor our entire lives, but we just didn't know. Many of us have been delusional, thinking that, oh, we are the giant of Africa, we are the big brother of this. We are nothing. We've been nothing our entire lives. In all fairness, in all honesty, if we are being logical, Nigeria, at least since when I was born in the middle 80s, we've never been anything. But they deluded us into thinking that we were rich. If truly we were a rich country, we would have had a better upbringing. We wouldn't have had to go through, you know, not having water. All of us grew up in that situation. As far as you grew up in Nigeria, you would never have water, you would never have light, you would never have no basic amenities. Life is a constant struggle. You would always suffer from all types of skin diseases because you're bathing with dirty water, you're drinking water that lizard has died inside. That's how we grew up in Nigeria. Now, in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, those types of countries, they even had it worse than us back then. They were so poor that they had nothing. All they had to do was just survive and, we even
believed that the beggars in Nigeria were from Niger. Do you know that? African Wahala.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I grew up believing that every beggar you see in Nigeria is not Nigerian. It's from Niger. They come to beg. Ah, man, they lied to us a lot, man. A lot.
Unfortunately, my brother, Maiyegun, unfortunately, you see those beggars that we grew up seeing back in the days. Today, the people that are begging, sitting down in front of canteens in Lagos, waiting for you to leave your leftover so they can jump on that leftover and survive. They are our fellow Yoruba people. Yes. Even, you know, back then when during my NYSC in 2008, 2010, I had a friend that went to serve in Katsina, and he had that same experience. You know, went to the restaurant his first day. This guy is from Edo State. Went to the restaurant, paid for the food, was eating, went back to the counter to grab water. By the time he got back to his chair with the plate, Alimajiris had boofed it. It was gone. Now that same stuff is happening in Southwest Nigeria. So this is the difference from 2010 to 2024. But the main reason I'm calling is that I wanted to explain the psychology, at least from my own perspective, the psychology of the people from those so-called poor countries, Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. We are also one of them, but we've been deluded for so long thinking that we were not. Now, their mentality is that we have nothing else to lose.
Yes.
We've been poor throughout our entire lives. Our parents were poor. Our grandparents were poor. The only wealthy people in our societies were those people that had access to the French, the Oyinbo people. Their friends, the politicians that would go welcome them at the airport. They are the same ones that would travel to France for conferences and all this stuff. But we, the people, we are poor. Now, Ibrahim Traore and Goita and, you know, the third guy from Niger, they came into the picture. We no longer want this status quo to continue. You know why the people supported them in large numbers? It's because they've been so poor for so long and they have nothing to lose. We in our own case, we've been poor. It's now that we are like getting to that so poor level, you know, in the last about 6 years. Nigeria is now getting...
It's the time that a lot of us are actually now seeing in reality how poor Nigeria is. For real.
Yes.
Like
for real.
Giant of Africa. We are the richest in Africa. We are the richest. We have all the, you know.
Nalayo.
Average Nigerians say that a lot, yeah. But now people are beginning to realize
Nah, lie, yo.
actually poor country, very, very poor. But
Nah, lie, yo. What's it concern me? I know many people are still going to disagree because that's just the nature of people. They like being proud.
No, the reason why they will disagree with you is that they will see you. They don't know that they are actually agreeing with you. Okay, they will disagree with you and say, if we remove all these bad leaders, if we use our resources for our people, we are rich. Then what are we talking about? It's not being used for you.
Which resource?
You don't have it. So, which means if you have had it right, you'll be better. Abi. Those who make sure that you didn't have it, they continue to make sure you don't have it. So why would you disagree that you are not a poor country? Continue.
My brother. So when we get to that stage fully, where 80% of the population is as poor as the Nigerians were in the 90s for 10 years, then the people will revolt. That's my prediction. But for now, we are still in the entry level. We're at the beginner stage where maybe it's easily, they said 75% of Nigerians are living through multidimensional poverty. But within that 75%, easily 40% can still eat, even if it's unbalanced diet. I mean, back in the days when we're growing up, if I'm in the rural areas, we knew the people were poor, but they still had food and they had balanced diet. I mean, you go to the rural areas of Ilorin, you find people eating, even if it's amala, ewedu, eron, that's balanced diet. Even if you have that meal once a day, you will not suffer from malnutrition. But we are getting to the point where those same people that used to eat what I just mentioned, all they can eat is corn and gari. So kwashoko might even start coming back slowly. And then when that persists for a long time, the people would finally be forced. They will finally be forced to do something about it. And I wish everybody the best. Thank you so much, Maiyegun General.
Thank you too. The African Wahala. What I usually wish people is that I wish them what they wish themselves. You've spoken well. You have a good one, Baba.
You too, brother.
I want to say that if you are still watching this, please, you can still take a moment if you haven't really dropped your own offering, okay? Offering is that you take a moment and like the broadcast, right? Please. Hello there.
Hello, Baba Maiyegun General, the mighty masquerade.
Yes, sir. Prince JJ representing IPOB.
IPOB for life.
Bless you. How are you today? We got your message. I was listening to that. I was like, I didn't watch the video before I came on. But when I saw it, I was like, I'm going to put it on. Prince JJ, you never
Thank you so much. Thank you, Baba, for sharing. Thank you. You are doing a great job.
Bless you.
Yes, I called. The reason why I called, even though you've shared by the message I gave out, not about Jejema, but about the message. That's what matters. The message, you can kill the prophet, but you can never kill the message. That's why what you are doing on this channel is doing wonders. And I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Because this protest that is coming up, I believe, and I continue to encourage everybody. Come out from wherever you are. Come out. They say a blacksmith that doesn't know how to mow the gong. Look at the tail of the hawk. Is it what is called, that bird? Look at the tail, and you see how it look like gong. Okay. If you are Nigerian people or Nigerian youth don't know how to protest, Kenya youth have shown you how to do it. No matter the pressure, continue to stand. Don't run in. Don't stay out. That is the key. Okay. And I want them to know one secret. One secret they should know now is that Nigerian army, whom they have been using to stop this protest all the time, They now understand that there is no place to hide. The world is a global village. If there's no CCTV camera, if they remove CCTV camera, there is CCTV camera in the orbit. All right, they can zoom you from anywhere you are in the world and see what you are doing. Okay, so our people should know that our ego eye are in the sky. That's why they came in the night to commit that terrorism against Nigerian people, the Nigerian army. And that's why I spoke and I told Nigerian army, your life is not better. Average intake in the American or even the UK army, their salary take home, if you check it, convert to Nigeria, is more than 4 million naira. If you convert it, so they gave you 50,000 or 100,000 as an intake. Is that the reason why you will be going to die or allow go and kill Nigerian people or stand in their way to fight for their destiny? Look at your barrack. Look at where you are living. Do you have good water? No. Do you have electricity? No. If you go to army barrack or police barrack, you pity for these people. Not that we are telling them this time around. You are the problem of Nigeria, not the politicians. Nigeria army, Nigerian police. You are the problem. If you don't stand in the way of these people, they can chase these criminals away. Then the good people will come out and contest for governance. All these people that they gather themselves, criminal from abroad, from Nigeria, they all gang up and they are making the life of everybody miserable. People are dying every day. To solve Nigerian insecurity is like a lightning. If once their security in the local government, you have state police, you see this insecurity will immediately die off, because before any kidnapper or terrorist will trespass and cross one ring of security from the state to get to the local government, they must be stopped.
At least.
You understand? But they want to center everything in Abuja. They will be killing you in your village, killing you anywhere you are. You will make phone call. The phone call will not go. Before you get, they know they hear your call. It will take 1 week. You're already dead. I'm not into government, but I know this simple thing is very simple. But because of their own selfishness, our people will continue to die. Our people will continue to die. You know, and when someone rose up and say he wants Biafra, you say no. Somebody say he wants to do what? You say no. You want us to remain inside this slavery after our forefathers, they managed to fight and they leave them. Now they will come back to Africa. Now is black man slavery against black man. That's where we continue. See, people that went to abroad, all of them now, everybody are just, you know, it may be living a miserable life, because every time they are calling you from Nigeria, this and that, calling you for one problem or the other. I know my friend the other time they kidnapped his brother, and this one of my friend I was been telling, look, these things, look at what is happening in Nigeria. I said, no worry, nothing is happening. I travel, I come back. The way they kidnap his senior brother, he now call me, JJ man, it don't happen. I say, okay, now it don't touch you, Nabi. So you don't believe now this thing, terrorism is happening through too. But before I send you video, I say all this in makeup, you know. So my people.
When
Yes.
you talk about it, they say, you know, instead of you to pray for Nigeria, you're just you are happy that something bad is happening to Nigeria. I'm like, are you being serious?
So my people, I beg, let them not go open highway house for now. Say palliative don't come. Ona go forget what you on they come there come do. If they open any warehouse one, I mean I put on fire with every their palliative, burn everything up, and focus on what you come for. And what you come for is to chase away all these criminal terrorist politicians and have your nation back. Nobody is a citizen in Nigeria. Everybody is a slave, including the army that is working for them and police. Maiyegun General.
Thank you.
I congratulate our people in advance.
God bless you.
You know, we must have our freedom. Everybody that wants to have their life,
you are one of the people I least expect to have optimism for their protest. But I'm glad that somehow you are positive for them. Because it's always good that they should stand up for something. Even if you disagree with them, you still kind of will encourage it. Stand up, do something. I like that.
Finally, please, okay. I want our people, finally, Maiyegun, our people, if you born Pekin and every time you are telling this Pekin, you can't do well, you be bad Pekin where you grow, you can't do anything. That Pekin will grow up and become mumu. Yeah. Let us stop saying if we talk, we want to talk publicly, we say these people, they can't do anything, they only have 10%, you know. You have your opinion, and it's good to say your opinion. But the thing is that let us be positive because word is powerful. If you continue to tell somebody you can do it, you can succeed, you will do it. That person, the lion in that person will come out, even if the lion was sleeping. So let's be positive. Thank you.
God bless you. The Prince. That's a Prince gentleman, ladies and gentlemen. I am already coming closer to. We're going to be finishing early tonight, but I have a caller already on the line. Okay, so I'm going to advise those of us who are still here, please use that like button under that video. Please use it and share this if you haven't already. Let's go for this. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good evening from here. Yeah, Maiyegun, tonight, you know, for the past 1 week, I've been listening, and even when you went off a little bit for 2 days, people are coming positive for Nigeria. I don't know why they are changing their mind. I think it's like people, a lot of us here in Temple of the Truth are getting tired of the message, or maybe they've heard enough of the message, because somebody called and said, Nigerians are, if you chase a goat to the wall, the goat will bite back. I like what you said. You told him that the goat, Nigerian goat, don't be Nigerian goat too. Nigerian goat, they crack wall. You know, so maybe they know they think about election, maybe they know they think about protest for Nigeria. Because you see, I think last week I saw what David Udeni wrote about tribalism. If you go to internet, if you go to tweet handle, you will see where this thing is working, and somebody is paying for this. Somebody just gathered this Nigerian youth, and especially those living abroad that enjoy good thing, enjoy good road. I've been in abroad for 14 years. I've never used my hand to wash my clothes. I wash with a washing machine. There's a steady light. I will be going to Nigeria. I'll cook my food and put it in my fridge. Coming back, I will still meet the food and eat it, because when I come back after 1 month or 4 weeks or 3 weeks in Nigeria, when I come back, I would like to eat something. The food is there. But Nigeria, there's no light. And these guys are living here. They will, if you go to any office, any local government here, if you want to get any information, if you want to do anything for yourself, if you go there straight, they will do it for you, merit. But if you go to local government, national population in Nigeria, before you get that form, you will pay money. And they will tell you the money did not go in the bank. They are suggesting for you to pay another money to fulfill the one you pay because of network. And when these guys are coming here, stay here for so long, read, educated, went to school education system here, and they will be supporting this evil. That means something inside.
It can only be sponsored.
Yeah.
Have you not seen the surge at which people you're talking about, the level at which they always come online and push out this divisive rhetorics and all of that? Like you've observed yourself. Have you not noticed that cannot just be random?
It can, yeah. So somebody is putting money, because we in abroad, we can use 20 euros, $20 to stay online for the whole month. Sorry. But Nigerians cannot use 10,000 naira or 20,000 naira to stay online for the rest of the month. Never. They are spending so much money on Facebook when they want to go to internet. And somebody will be here. And somebody will be here that spend $20 or €20 for 1 month in internet and be pushing for this government of Nigeria for people to stay there. So look at Indomie now. We are seeing spaghetti very soon. Indomie they will pieces Indomie. They will pieces Indomie to be selling 1.
I've seen that.
You see, so then, like last week, you told us that ECOWAS, Tinubu's tenure is going to end in ECOWAS by Tuesday, which is today. I was surprised last night. I saw Tinubu. They said they re-elect Tinubu. Who knows how much he pushed there? Or he want to stay there. Okay, look at everything, and people are calling for another election. Nigerians, I don't know what is going on. Maybe there's a breeze of evil that is flowing around Nigeria that nobody can move. Somebody slept last night and woke up in the morning and they told you fuel you bought 200 naira is now 700. You kept quiet. You wake up. Nigeria have not suffered like this before, but they kept quiet. What is going on? So for me, I'm suggesting tsunami because as I'm seeing revolution cannot work in Nigeria because I'm suggesting tsunami. Let everywhere scatter. Then let's start afresh. Okay, look at the armies and police.
You mean this kind one?
Yeah. No more peaceful protests again now because peaceful protests know they work. Yes, peaceful protests, they work. More turn out to one man, more enter so scatter everywhere. More shook, waiting no good.
Is that the kind of tsunami you mean, or another one, the water?
Listen to me. The tsunami I want is there is water in Meduguri where they catch fish. Let that place overflow. There is coal in Enugu under earthquake. There is gas everywhere. Anambra, Imo State. Let it explode. There is one in oil in River State, Niger Delta. Let everybody collapse. Let's start afresh because revolution cannot work, Maiyegun. Nigerians, look at what is happening in Kenya. But we can't.
All this our species, everything.
But when you see Nigerians abroad or everywhere, when they see another African country, they'll be looking down on them. Look at what Kenyans did. Upon every goose or every food on the street, they were just focused on the ball. They went there and drive those people away. Now, see, they have achieved something. But our own, when they open warehouse now, okay, look at now. The only good work for police and army in Nigeria now is escort. That's the only job they know now. They are praying every day to see escort job. Why not take that your arms and do what Zogu did in 1966 with his fellow people? Thank you, Maiyegun. So Nigeria should wake up. Yeah,
you deliver. God bless you too. Thank you so much. Omo, I was just like, this was that. Everybody just died. What you are proposing is. I don't think that's going to fix our problem. It'd be like say, maybe just say, you know what, turn on the switch of the atomic bomb. Whoever survive, now them go remain alive. That one heavy. Water from Maiduguri. Gas leak from Enugu, Imo. Water from Lagos. Kilo Tekilashi. So we can still know, we shouldn't be punished for what do you call it? For the sins of those who chooses to punish us and suffer us. Whenever the punishment for that is coming up. So my hand no day, Mazi. Let's try something else. Okay. That one is like you won't have any choice. Nobody will have a choice. In fact, it's going to be by luck that you're going to be alive. So what if all the good people can't buy and all these evil people, some of them can't survive? That's not winning. It's like, it's like as cutting your nose to spite your face. That's how much people want things done and changed too. Anyway, so I have another caller. Hello there.
Yeah, Maiyegun, how are you?
I am very well, sir. How are you?
Fine. This is Radical, brother.
Sir. That's you there. So thank you so much. How are you today, though?
I'm doing good. I just came in and I tuned in. But before I tuned in, I saw the Ministry of Cattle Rearing created by Thiefnubu.
So if you are looking for any what do you call it? No, not diplomatic. If you are looking for any expatriate job to Africa, there's a new ministry popping up, Ministry of the Fulani Bandits and farmers.
All this Thiefnubu has done is every day one committee, Since 1 year he came to office. Every day he's creating one committee.
Job for the boys.
And now he's taking it ahead to creating Ministry of Ministry of Metiala. Ministry of Metiala. Ministry of Metiala. Nigerians, when they are ready, they will start from the ones very close to them. They call it a low-hanging fruit. They will start from the councillors to the local government chairman. They will do barbecue of them. It's going to get there. No person will tell them. When they finally get there, when they are ready, they will start with the councillor. They will make barbecue. The whole village will gather. They will catch the local government chairman, do barbecue. The whole village will gather. Until the commissioners, governors, House of Assembly, that's where they go do barbecue of them. It's going to get there. It's going to get there. It's going to get there. Nothing.
What is all of this? Nothing. What is this? It's actually so unfair. Listen. It is unfair on the people generally, right?
Now, you don't have a Minister of Spare Part Dealers. No, or you don't have Minister of Fishery.
For their own, no.
Minister of Fishery. Minister of
Fishery. They go, they kidnap and kill people. When they say why, we say we need our own Ministry of
Minister of Fishery, Minister of Piggery, Minister of Poultry.
Yes.
I mean, this man is crazy. He's just clueless.
Fortunate.
He's clueless. God help that country, man. Just, amen. I don't know what can help them. I really don't know what can save that country. I don't know.
Until then, we can continue to tell God to help them, even though we know He won't.
We know there's nobody coming to help them. None but themselves can help themselves. Absolutely. None but themselves can help themselves. They know that. They know that. Maiyegun, keep it up, man. Keep it up. Keep it up. Nigeria hot. Anytime you think about Nigeria hot. Let me tell you another news I just saw now.
Sure.
They borrowed $2.5 billion from IMF, right?
Yes.
IMF gave them 1% interest rate and give them 20 years, no payment. So, but the American guy analyzing that loan said that it is not 1% interest because the money is going to be paid in dollars, not in naira. So, from January to now, the naira has suffered 50% depreciation.
That's right.
So, you are looking at 51% interest rate, as in the states where it is now. So this $2.5 billion is going to be paid at 51% interest rate. 51%.
Something billion interest. That's what they said. That's the same deal they had with this Afrexim Bank as well. It's almost like 45% of the loan.
Wow.
They are taking as interest.
And this old man will die off, leaving this. Will Tinubu live another 20 years?
Yes, now.
No matter the magic, Tinubu will not live another 20 years.
It's not possible.
It's not possible. How is he going to do it? So, before this money will mature payment, they are all dead and gone. Yes. Maybe Wike will be like Tinubu now. Wike, if he's still alive, will be like Thiefnubu now. Falling and rising. You know? So, these people are criminals. And when I say people think I'm so angry, I'm angry, I'm bitter.
Yes.
I'm angry, I'm bitter. When I call for violent revolution, people think, my friend, the only thing I can say in Nigeria is a violent revolution. If you see any of these people, their children, attack them.
Yes.
Attack them violently. Because
it's going to get to that. I have said that. Because radical. See, I have told people, I said, if the well, I think you must have heard me say that too, right? See, if the politicians in Nigeria understands how these people actually hate them, you see, what they think is fear, right? It's not fear.
Yeah.
It is just that they have not found they haven't found the right time, you will say, or maybe they haven't really been like spot on to act. See, when these people that the criminal politicians in Nigeria feels like they have conquered, captured, the day they will come,
the day they will rise.
They will understand that they hated them more than anything. All these people that are giving money to, that are doing, yes, sir. including the ones you are sending to go and commit different crimes for you, politicians. The day the show go down, you'll be so shocked that now so you wait us reach when they come for them.
They will. Eventually, because eventually we'll get there. It will get there.
It will.
I was telling somebody before December, dollar will be 2,000 naira. Before December, dollar will be 2,000 naira. Before December, dollar will be 2,000 naira.
Look at the conditions they are giving them now. You see all this stuff they are borrowing, right? They will need to further devalue the naira. They have to do.
Yes, of course. Yes,
They
of
just have
course.
to.
Yes, of course.
I have just been told
Yes,
now
of course.
that they want to take another 2 billion. Remember that the World Bank and IMF promised them over 4 billion this year alone. Okay. And so far, so good. They've already given him over 4 billion as well. Now, within a year, or let me say in 2 years, they are pledging over 10 billion, which will come with at 51% interest, like you said. At the end of the day,
51%.
yes, now they will need to go and devalue the currency more and more.
Yeah. So if they devalue it more, it will become like 75% or even 101% interest.
Is that not the end?
Who does this? In my place, there's a proverb: nobody brings death to the house, to his family. Even if he contracts a disease and you know he's going to kill you, he's infectious, you want to die outside so you don't kill your own family.
See?
But these people are just busy sacrificing our people, sacrificing even the unborn.
Yes.
We're talking about 20 years, no maturity. So children who will be born from now in the next 20 years, they begin to inherit what they don't know anything about.
They will not have enough to go. They will not have enough to support their education. They will not have access to any health care. The infrastructure will be more and more dilapidated. They will be born into poverty. Adika, they will be born into poverty.
Into poverty, yeah?
Hey, those of them they are giving birth to now, by year 2044, they will be 20 years and above. They will be born into, they are being born into poverty.
Into poverty.
Man, people have no idea what
poverty without end,
honestly. They have
poverty without end.
Hey,
poverty without end. I bought geisha when I was in secondary school. I bought geisha 30 kobo. I bought geisha 30 kobo. Geisha 30 kobo. I used to buy a dozen to go back to body house
for 25 naira. I remember that.
25 30 kobo.
Your own 30 kobo. How many kobo? Oh God, no. It is really unfair. You see, when I got to understand the meaning of inflation,
and these are the men. These are the men who had the best of Nigeria.
Yeah, they had the
who had federal government meal ticket in universities and everything. These are the men. These are the people. When I went to university, I was already paying for food. When they were in university, we were getting meal tickets.
It is so unfair.
Yeah, I mean,
it's so unfair.
I don't know.
Like
the thing is that you get home now. You get home.
And you are losing about 50% of the value of that money. You are losing to third of the money your work before you even spend it.
Yeah. Not even spent it.
That's
not. You are already lost.
Fair. And they continue to make that decision that will further make the money worthless.
Worse and worse and worse. I don't know what will make Nigerian youths rise. I don't know. I saw the person who climbed the MTN mast and came down. Bible says he who lays his hand on the plow. Bible says he who lays his hand on the plow and looks back is not worthy of the kingdom. If you lay your hand on a plow to plow and you look back, Bible says you're not worthy of the kingdom.
No. That's a very deep point, right? So which means that don't start with you finish.
Don't start what you can finish.
Because at the end of the day, it will be worthless of you. Like it's better you don't at all. You don't if you know you're not going to.
You don't know what to do with your life. You want to die for Nigeria. If you want to die for Nigeria, why not go to the National Assembly and die with them so you can accomplish something?
You get what I mean? Become a legend. Walk to the National Assembly with your AK-49, AK-47. Guide yourself enough that the whole world will say they're shooting the National Assembly of Nigeria. And then they say some senators are trapped, some lawmakers are trapped. You're about to finish them. You now say they should read your demand on TV. Even if they kill you, and even if they kill you, you die a hero.
You die for something, you die a hero.
But not many want to do that. It's unfortunate, though, right?
Somebody
Thank you
to do
so
that.
much, Masida. You don't well. You have a good one, Baba.
All right. Well, have a good night, Maiyegun.
And you too.
All right.
Thank you so much. Now, I have a chance of taking one more, but that would mean that we didn't finish early as I anticipated. But look at the type of Nigerians that some of us should always not forget. Do not forget this kind of people exists in that contraption. Okay? And if you are thinking of going after the criminal politicians who continues to use the state structure to oppress and suppress any what do we call that thing again? Any any kind of a dissident. When you are thinking of, as you are thinking and planning on how to go after these rogues, when the chance present itself, remember Nigerians like these ones exist too. Don't forget them in your prayers and your plans.
To what INEC have been able to achieve so far so good. This is the first time in Nigeria that we have had this kind of election. And to be honest, anybody who does not appreciate what Professor Mahmoud and all the INEC have done, the person is not being fair and does not have Nigeria at heart. What we are saying is that we are coming out in solidarity to tell Professor Mahmoud that we are in support of him with the Nigerian youth. From the FCT, we have seen where he has cancelled elections, where election never hold. And we have said that, look, we understand that they are honest. And the election and the process was transparent enough for every Nigerian. Anybody questioning it does not have Nigeria at heart. We are coming in solidarity to further strengthen Professor Mahmoud that in all Nigeria, there's a legacy in all Nigeria. He must leave a legacy. I want to remind him that after man, there is God who he will answer to. And today, we want him to understand that the mandate of Nigerians, their thumbprint will be a curse if he does not stand on his word. The thumbprint of Nigerians will be a curse to him and his generation if he does not stand and support Nigerians for what they have done. Whatever Nigerians have voted, declare the result within your conscience and your God. Am I speaking your mind? Yes.
The Were is protesters for hire group in Abuja. You know what I mean? If you need anybody to protest for you or solidarity for you, they call them protesters for hire in Abuja. And those are the Nigerian youth that you must be mindful of. Whatever peanut they're going to give to them, some of them are even ready to attack you violently for calling out at the government in that contraption. In other parts of Africa, East, where Kenyans, take a look at the Kenyan youth.
Kelvin Madanga, Chris Gitonga, tunasema viva jamani. Haya, huyu alikuwa 12 years old. Kennedy Onyango, viva! Rex Masai, viva! Matthew Charade, viva! Kevin Mawasi, Bisley Kogi, David Shagen, viva! Erickson Chalo Motisia, Ibrahim Kamau Tiro, BB Elias Scott, Emmanuel Kickstarter, viva! Joshua Obati, viva! Clinton Mavali, viva!
Must go. So those are the Kenyan youth. Still demanding that Ruto must go. And the names of those killed by the Ruto police and Ruto's goons and army or so. Yes, those are the names being called out there. And they wanted to say, Viva, Viva. But said, no, Ruto. When you call the name, we have to say Ruto must go, because that's what our comrades, our colleagues that were killed, Kenyans that were killed by the Kenyan police or Ruto's police, they will say that in spirit. This guy must go. They died because Ruto chooses to be on the side of the IMF and World Bank. He turned the gun on his own citizens. And those are there, so you can compare both. We'll leave on like that. Thank you so much, everyone, once again, for spending your evening with me. Tomorrow is another day. I'm going to see you tomorrow afternoon, obviously. And I hope that we would have enough time to read our White Malice. Continue reading. We have to finish that too, okay? So thanks a lot for today. I will see everybody tomorrow. And also thank you to all of you who kind of have been like, sharing, liking, buying me a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and all of that. So thank you. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. Digest this. If you joined us midway, you can probably watch this over again. If you haven't seen the brunch time with Maiyegun this afternoon, yeah, that one is the earliest. Go take a look. Go watch. And tomorrow, we shall see again. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
ha kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lérí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Allow the children
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
she
Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic, and if we talk, na 500,000 they go sama us call am hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people wey dey spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. This one na dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. And in dey torchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun
some people be dey holla say dem want the power. Dem be promise us say we go get light and power. Dem hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they no dey do anything with the power. Every day dollar just dey get the higher power over naira. Still dem talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo, Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo, Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. MaiyegunDiary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Person wey dey do evil no wan make person talk. Dem say that Maiyegun, that man too dey talk. He too dey talk. Say MaiyegunDiary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day dem dey take money in bulk. Woman pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still dem talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun dá wa sí.
You are welcome back.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you. From wherever you are joining us tonight. Thank you so much. Read the caption of the broadcast. It don't happen. It don't shele. A throwback to when Thiefnubu asks, where are the cows?
And you are matured enough. We know how it started, where it all started. There are a lot of copycats. How many years ago have we faced insecurity in this country and cases of kidnapping? Is Evans who was arrested and the disclosure thereafter a herdsman? I don't want to be political. I will ask you, where are the cows?
Lórí Facebook.
Where are the cows? Over 70,000 lives have been lost in the last 9 years alone. More than 5 million people have been displaced by the cows. Nigeria is now battling with food crisis because of the cows. Now we know where the cows are. Now the cows will have their own ministry, including a minister. They ask you, where are you working? I am working in the ministry of the cows, or that of the bandits. Share this broadcast as you are joining us. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Just tell all of them that Maiyegun today, it don't land.
Maiyegun ti dé.
today. So good morning to you once again, and good afternoon to you. Good evening to you as well, from wherever you are joining us tonight. Nigeria is battling with economic crisis forced on them by the rogue APC, Egbekegbe. But rather than the criminals to stop digging in this hellhole they have dipped millions of people into, they have continued to dig and dig. Austerity is what they are preaching. Luxury, comfortable life is what they are creating for themselves. Today, Thiefnubu inaugurated what he called a committee that is going to help him set up and stabilize a new ministry. When Thiefnubu came in, Nigeria was already in the hole, no doubt. However, his promise was to give you renewed shege, or renewed hope. That was a lie. So the renewed hope was that things will be done in a different way. Not many believe him anyway, okay? So he had to force himself on them. Now, Thiefnubu is the only government in Nigeria history with the biggest, or should I say with the largest cabinet. Yes. He has the highest number of ministers ever appointed by any government in the history of Nigeria right now. Currently, on the last count, Thiefnubu has appointed, and all this announcement they are making, Thiefnubu has appointed over 20,000 people who have been given just some bogus, whatever, duplicated portfolios, committee this, committee that, and he continues to create more. This is actually called job for the boys. They will not have any impact on the people, on the citizens, on the population, on the country, except the negative impacts, which is that of the economic part of it. They monetize every problem. And here is something. They are not done. Thiefnubu currently has 47 ministers, minus Omobeta, that is currently on suspension, Abi. Now he's going to appoint two other ministers, one senior minister, one junior minister for the Fulani bandits in Nigeria. Nigeria is a place where the APC, Egbekegbe, is started under Bokwari. APC, Egbekegbe, came to legalize terrorism. And they have done that so far, where it is the only country in the world that is rehabilitating repentant terrorists, while the terrorism in the country continues to grow, and out of hand, their citizens are being killed and kidnapped almost every hour. But it is the only country that has a package for terrorists to be rehabilitated, and now could help them to end the terrorism as we speak. Because of the terrorism of the Fulanis in Nigeria, when their cows and their guns have invaded farms and killed people, villages ransacked, people chased away from their own ancestral lands, the food production in Nigeria has taken a hit. Nigeria is now among the countries that are now being warned, or among the countries that in the next few months we need to be receiving food support from all over the world, because Nigeria is now facing hunger, starvation, due to the fact that people no longer farm because of these terrorists that are still being pampered. There is a Ministry of Agriculture, even government that planted, they are actually, cultivated thousands of hectares of land in northern Nigeria. Some of these farms cultivated by the government of Nigeria, they are now under the control of the terrorists. And even Nigeria have no audacity to go back there and say they want to harvest anything. All of this is happening in Nigeria, and the government of Nigeria classified that as those areas as ungoverned areas, areas that their soldiers won't go to, areas that their policemen won't go to. But you see those who are Nigerians there, they are now under the control of these terrorists. Now, you have a minister of agriculture in Nigeria. And whether it is farming, whether it is husbandry, animal husbandry, livestock, and all that stuff, they are supposed to be under the Ministry of Agriculture, where there is a minister anyway. But from the blues, Thiefnubu came out and they said, the solutions to farmers-others clashes. That's another lie. In Nigeria, there's nothing called farmers-others clashes. Nothing like that. Because you know why? A farmer is attacked on his farm and most times killed on his farm by a Fulani that is wielding, or by the Fulanis that are wielding AK-47 weapons, guns. But when their media will report it, they will say farmers others clash. How can I clash with somebody on my farm? That is an invasion, an invader on my farm. So their media continue to report it as, and their politicians, farmers others clashes, farmers others clashes. And now only the farmers, they die. Farmers, the farmers' villages, the farmers' family, they are those being slaughtered. So the solution is, let us create the ministry for them. Maybe now that they can have the ministry of a banditry and their victims, the farmers, that should be the solution. Just about 2 days, yesterday, in case if I ask you who is the Minister of Agriculture for Nigeria, do you know him? Don't worry. He was on TV yesterday talking about agricultural revolution of Thiefnubu. People are hungry. People are starving. There is more. But let's start with this.
Let me start by saying that when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was sworn in May 29, 2023, he took courageous and bold steps in trying to put the country on a straight footing. A situation where he found a very shaky economic situation. Those courageous steps, of course, cannot be effected without some hardships. And he has said time without number that just give me that patience, that tolerance, and we'll be on the straight on the straight path. And I think we're beginning to see some of the effects of what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the steps that he has taken. In the agricultural space, I believe me, we have never seen investment opportunities and the enthusiasm that investors have exhibited, especially within the recent times, that we have seen, people coming from even outside. Saudi Arabia has been here, and they're willing to partner with Nigeria in the agricultural space. So we have seen also steps taken by the government, especially look at, for instance, the CNG program. The CNG is aimed at reducing the cost of transportation because of one, the removal of subsidy, and two, because we still import the fuel and it's dollar-based, and because of the exchange rate fluctuation, the CNG uses 25% off cost of normal petrol. So these are giant steps and investments that the president has taken to alleviate the sufferings of the people. Let me differ a little bit, because from my point of view, from where I stand and where I operate, I have seen a lot of enthusiasm from state governors. We have seen, even at the ministry, visitation by almost 17 state governors who have come to seek for partnership between the federal government and the subnationals in terms of the, the agricultural support. What, in effect, Mr. President did on Thursday last week was to sit down with the state governments and say, listen, this thing, we're all together in this fight. And in fact, actually, he clearly told them that the land is with the states. So we have a food insecurity problem, and we should all join hands. And he commended a lot of them. Let me start by saying that when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was sworn in.
Nuisance, Lele.
I mean, in fairness, please, so that it won't be just maybe I am the one who is so irritated. Could anybody please tell me one single, that giant step that he said Thiefnubu has taken on agriculture and they are beginning to see? Did anybody pick that up from what he's saying? Did he mention any giant step like this is what we have done? This is the investment we have in agriculture? Like specific? I know he didn't, but I don't believe. I mean, I don't want to kind of make it look like I am the only person who didn't hear him. That's what they do. See, let me tell you, when the president Thiefnubu came in, you know, we know that our people have the problems of food, but we have taken bold step, very giant step, and he said you should give him time, and very giant step, and we are already seeing the results. What is the giant step? What are the results? So if you ask a normal bastard, a bad idiot, the next thing it's going to tell you is, can't you see all the thing that the government is doing? Say, I am asking you to please tell me one or two. The fertilizer, the farming. Say, where? Be specific. Then he'll probably begin to remember some of the nonsense is read online from their APC, hired online sellers. Then he will want to kind of repeat them, but ask him where. Be specific. What and what? It's unfortunate, though. So when Kolu during their campaign, this is the most I got from what Kolu told the farmers that were being killed, as well as the Fulani terrorists that were killing them. I don't know if you all remember this.
Hope is now renewed. Confidence is back. Help is here. Prosperity is with the farmers, and they are all here. A promising future that is greater than gold and diamonds is in the heart of the subject matter of today.
Yeah, that's the one that hired the one you heard earlier. So who do you think is more like moron? Which one do you think is more moron between them, or they are just of the same level? Just are the people deciding and making decisions for Nigeria. So after 1 year, when more farmers have been killed, more farms have been destroyed, Nigeria is facing food crisis. The solution to farmers' others clashes is a new ministry with 2 brand new ministers on the way, as well as other, now they need to settle them down so that they can talk to the bandits and talk to the farmers so that everything can for peace. and prosperity. Anyway, Kolu, tell us about this new ministry.